My name is Damian and I was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I moved to Valencia, Spain in 2002, where I live in now. I'm a friendly and a hardworking person and always try to give my best. I believe in a teamwork because two heads are better than one. And I working as a music teacher and at the same time as a head of study in the school called DOMUS in a city called Godella in Valencia.
My name is Salvador Cardona and I'm from Spain, from a city called Valencia by the Mediterranean Sea. I'm working as a teacher in a school called DOMUS. I've been working there for 30 years. I teach philosophy and history, and also I'm tutoring final year secondary students, and I then to the preparing to go to university.
I'm here to try to improve my English once more in my life. I hope this time I don't give up.
And I would like to improve my English, focusing on speaking fluency. I'm interested in knowing more about Brussels because the UA project is a name that I share. I like English as a language, and this is an opportunity to learn more. I would like to be skillful to explain my students in English the subject.
As a teacher in our school, it's needed to teach some subjects in another language, and it's my opportunity to try to give my music classes in English, but I need to improve my level of English.
Brussels, where European Union institutions are located, is very interesting to me. I want to have the experience of a city whose inhabitants are from different countries, culture, and observe how they live together.
For this project, we only have two options between Malta and Brussels, and we prefer Brussels for the interest in culture.
Dass wir auch als Gemeinschaft der Regionen und Städte deutlich machen, welche Auswirkungen es entsprechend hat, wenn die Mittel reduziert werden. Das Stadtbild wird sich verändern und deshalb lasst uns kämpfen, nicht nur für größere Budgets, sondern für die Menschen, die das Geld brauchen. Vielen Dank.
Thank you, Madam President. As you may have from Slovakia, I believe the European Social Fund is one of the EU's most
During my visit at the Parliament yesterday, I enjoyed seeing some composers extinguish figures in relation to scientific fields and important politicians. When I'm teaching music, I try to explain to my students how they compose or create melody from a very small ideas, starting building the structure bit by bit, and they put all together to comes to fruition. This also applies when you create a sentence in any language. You put different words together to try to make a sentence obviously with sense. And nevertheless, music is a universal language, as is an example where people who think different each other can speak different language and make the same music together in harmony.
Yesterday, when I went to the European Parliament, I could see people from different countries talking about some questions that concern to the people about education and funds, and they have the opportunity to speak and to show their ideas, or if they support or not this kind of aims that the Commission has. I remember that when I teach philosophy to my students, one thing that I value a lot is the opportunity to learn different theories, different concepts about justice or truth, beauty, and they can compare the thinkers and discover if there are similarities and differences, contrast them, talk about them, discuss, and even to speak in a enthusiastic way about them. And I think this house is a symbol of this freedom of speak, to defend your ideas and try to make them real thing in the life of the people. And in a sense, also, when I walk along the city, I could discover houses where intellectuals of Europe like Karl Marx, Victor Hugo live here, and the liberty was very important for Belgian people. And these writers had to leave their countries because they couldn't write and publish their ideas, and came here to Belgium. And so I realized that Belgium is a very big symbol of Europe we have to discover and to value. I was in Bruges a long time ago, although I remember it as a nice place. Yesterday I went to Leuven and I love its calm atmosphere. For example, many people use bicycles, and the Beginage, I think is the pronunciation, neighborhood fascinated me, as if you were in the Middle Ages.
This is my second time in Belgium. Yesterday was my first time in Leuven, and I liked so much. And in my last visit, I was in Bruges, Anvers, including Luxembourg. I like it so much, the atmosphere and the philosophy of the country.
Well, it's difficult,
Yeah.
but also we went to Ghent.
Yeah.
We discovered a street by the canal, not in the middle. And I told my friend that this is a beautiful place to live, because it was very calm, with trees, the water near your house, and little houses.
Yes, maybe
This
it would be.
street.
Maybe it would be.
Of all the museums you have visited, what are your thoughts about the House of European History?
My first impression maybe is feel part of the Europe, because I'm Argentinian. I was born in Argentina, but my family, my great-grandfather was Italian, and I moved to Spain since 20 years ago. but I feel as European and I feel part of the history, and I like all the philosophy and all the atmosphere of Europe.
I like the museum. I think the rooms are well organized, and the information that you can learn about Europe, the history, I think is quite good. Maybe there are a lot of information and you have to understand and to remember a lot of things, but you can choose always which parts you prefer and which others maybe another day. For example, for me it's been very emotional, 1989, when all the East countries of Europe begin to enjoy the freedom and the past with the communists in the Soviet Union is the end, I think. And also when I saw some information about Spain and the end of the dictatorship of Franco, and it helps you to remember the values of Europe: freedom, tolerance, etc.
I don't know, I think that's similar to Salvador about it. There's a lot of information and it's difficult to absorb everything, and it's tired because you have to choose what's most important to keep or to maintain in your brain. For me, is the part that I talked recently about the First World War, when my family moved to Argentina from Italy. That's my emotional great point for me.
For me, I think, for example, now in the present Europe have a lot of problems, but we can see how in the past the countries of Europe have resolved these problems and they were worse than now. So the challenges of Europe now, I think we have to work very hard, but I think what we have now with the European Union is very, very important for everybody. And this is my experience and my opinion. Europe is our house with all the differences and difficulties, but also the helping of each other. I mean that the information about the past and the more recent past, the World War, I think is enough and it's well documented. And maybe the construction of the European Union and other details in an easy way, maybe it could reach the museum.
I don't know, maybe I enjoy all the states because I helped to remember all the story in general and help to understand and to value the Union European. So I don't know what part I enjoy most. Maybe for me it was okay, everything.
As I say before, the 70s and 90s, when the fall of the Iron Wall.
East that
yes,
West,
I think it's the
German,
most, the part that I enjoy more, because it was sentimental for me. I was remembering that in this time I was 20 years old, 21, 22, more or less. And I remember this moment because I saw in the TV, the news, and it was very impressive for everybody. Yes, for me, it's the chance of speaking English and listening to the people speaking English, because when I come back to my lessons and my classes, I would like to be more fluently. I don't know if the word is, yes, to be fluent when I speak English. And Brussels, because, well, it's the heart of Europe now. Yeah. And I wanted to see the experience of the city, of the communes, neighborhood, and I think it's a very rich experience.
In my case, for me it's important to translate to my student the importance about European community and the importance of to get on well with every people that you have contact. Doesn't matter the countries or the polity or the religion. And it's difficult to transmit this philosophy to young adolescents because they are in another moment of their life, and there are other interests. So it's difficult to apply directly in my subject, for example, in music. But I talked recently about that, the importance for me to transmit other things at the same time, not only music, because it's important. When you work as young people, you have to transmit a lot of things, maybe more important than your subject, because there are a lot of problems each time. As working as a head of study, I have a lot of hard work to attend, so I have to explain or try to get in the middle of a lot of circumstances.
As I teach philosophy, there is a part of my classes that we study political philosophy. And so one of the questions that my students have to answer is why? Why is necessary a political power? In Europe, the construction of the European Union is always the foundation of a unity economics and politics. And economics is always in advance, and the political sphere is going in a lower speed. But the real truth is there are political connections and the decisions are applied to every country. And this is one of the keys of the question, why should we obey the law? And I think the European Union is a great example of this kind of program. So this is one of the things I can explain to my students and to think with them about.
What is your wish and vision for the future?
I wish I could learn more about Europe. Its culture, institutions, literature, art, because I want to transmit to my students how valuable Europe is for the people who live here, and also for the people of other countries that would like to live in an open society.
I want to move forward or take new challenges, especially in my music development, and continue growing if possible, both personally and professionally.
Will you participate again?
I suppose so, because learning English is something that I'm very keen on. And also, if you can travel to a European city, it gives you the opportunity to talk with people, and then you are using English all the time.
For me, of course, it's a great opportunity to improve my skills. I enjoy learning new things all the time, and English is one of that.